Shut up and sit down.
Yes, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Spurs Unscripted. The two Marks, the Dan List, and Pure Cause Niger to give you a chat about the old, the new, and everywhere in between. So let's just have a little introduction. Mark, how are you, mate? Nice to see you.
All good, brother. All good.
Excellent. Dan, I hope you've had a good week, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Big up Mark, big up Nige, big up to everyone in the chat. It's Friday.
Excellent behaviour, Dan. Nige, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Big up two Marks, big up Dan, big up the chat. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Literally an hour ago, I had my feet up, sat on the sofa thinking, what am I going to do? And here we are.
That's fantastic. Excellent stuff, lads. Well, like I say, we're here to talk about all things Spurs. Should we start a little bit with the Europa, chaps?
Should we have a chat first? See who's here?
Yeah, go on then. You can crack on, Mark.
Corey boy. Big up, mate.
Right,
Big up,
Corey.
mate.
Hang on. That's just you answering. George.
All right,
Good
George,
evening,
mate. How
sir.
you doing?
Good evening. Good evening. George. Robbie's here. Robbie.
Hello, Robbie.
Big up, Robbie.
Hello, mate.
George again. Hang on. Oh, Nige.
Oh, Nige is here. Hello, Nige.
Chris.
Oh, Chris, mate.
Good evening. And
Good evening, Chris.
CM and some numbers.
All right, mate. How you
Big
doing?
up, mate.
Big up, sir.
Well, it's great for everyone to be in here. Hopefully we'll get a few more steaming in as we get going.
Yeah.
We'll have a chat about the Europa first, I think. Anyone's thoughts on the draw that we got for the next round? Whoever wants to crack in as we're unscripted, go ahead.
Well, the draw. People think it's an easy side of the draw. People are already seeing us through to the next round. I think Mark Cookmeister's got something to say about that, haven't you?
Well, I just think that it's going to be maybe a little bit more difficult than what people think. It shouldn't be. But since we played Alkmaar and beat them 1-0 at home, I don't know if they've had a change of manager, but they've had an upturn in fortunes. Haven't been beaten at home since. And also, I believe have knocked Ajax out of the Dutch Cup. So and beat Gala as well 4-1 in the playoff. So I think over 2 legs, it could be a bit more difficult than what we believe or what a lot of fans believe it will be. It could be tough. I still think we'll go through, maybe in this round, but it's going to be a lot more difficult than what people seem to think. What do you chaps think?
Yeah. I mean, it's all you only got one bad performance basically, and you're right. When it gets to this sort of stage, aren't you? Knockout games, home and away.
Yep.
3 or 4 down in the first leg. That's the end of it, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, it's just one bad night and you're out, basically. So, to be honest, especially the way we are at the moment, I don't take anyone lightly. You know what I mean? I mean, you only got to look at Tamworth for that, aren't you? I mean, everyone was expecting us to go out there 5 or 6 by half time and that's it. Shut the kids on. But no, it don't happen like that, you know?
Should be beating them though, shouldn't we?
Well,
Let's
of course,
be honest.
should
Do you
have
know
been.
if we're at home first or we're away?
I think
Away.
we're away first, second leg's at home. I
Okay.
believe. I could be wrong, but I think that is the case.
Look, fans are getting they're getting carried away, aren't they? They think we can win it. You know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Look, people are saying we should get to this, we should get to that, we should get to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, the final. No excuses for Ange. Now, if you just look at this game, we beat them, didn't we? 1-0. I didn't think much of them when we played them, but we weren't great either, were we? I thought our performance that night was terrible, other than Mikey Moore. Remember, Mikey Moore had quite a good game, didn't he?
Yeah.
But other than that, it was just a continuation of poor European matches we've had this season. Guys, have we actually played well in any of the games?
I don't believe so. Have we? We
Not
was
really, no.
we beat Karabag, all right, but they had plenty of chances, if you remember rightly, didn't they?
Yeah.
Plenty of chances. Hoffenheim away, we got away with that one. We got away with that one because that could easily have been a draw or a loss. To be honest, they had plenty of chances as well. You know, we haven't been fantastic against anyone, have we, in the Europa?
No. Well, we haven't been fantastic against anyone in the league either, have we? Barely. Couple of games. I would say.
Yeah.
So where is this confidence coming from then amongst the fan base?
I have no idea. I have no idea. You know, for me, and I've said it before, if the manager was changed before the Europa leg started, the next set, and someone was in to, I don't know, maybe play a bit more pragmatically, maybe change the system, try and get a bit more out of these players, then maybe we've got a chance of going a bit further. I'm not saying winning it. You know, it could happen. But with this manager, for me, Dan, Nige, Mark, we're not winning anything, mate.
No.
We are not winning anything. You know, whether we get through against Alkmaar or not, we're talking about Sociedad maybe a bit further down the road. You get further down the road, you're talking Frankfurt. They're no mugs. You know, third in the Bundesliga. All right, their form's dropped off a bit since Marmouche has gone. But they're still at the top of the Bundesliga. You're talking about Lazio later on. They're in our half of the draw. Can you honestly see us beating Lazio over 2 legs currently?
No.
So we could get the table up. The not the table. The route to the final.
Oh my goodness! Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I mean, yeah. Sort. I think. Hang on a minute.
Just don't turn the stream off, Mark.
No. I got to go very clear. Because you know me in computers, absolutely useless.
He's going to
So,
try.
right.
He's going to try.
No.
We'll keep talking while he's trying to do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's all the learning process of the 2 marks, people.
All right.
You'll have to bear with us.
So it looks like Frankfurt or Ajax in the next round, right?
Okay.
And then the top side of that route is Lazio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we could face them in the semi-finals. So I think it's just one step at a time. Let's see how we get on against AZ first. See what sort of performance we put out. Well, I mean, the manager today says he's saving Romero and Van der Ven for that match. That's the game they'll be returning in.
Yeah.
So priorities towards the Europa League, although he says something different in his press conference today. Look, it's a game on paper we should be winning, but again,
right. If I can just cut in, I believe I have it. Whether this will work or not,
There you go.
is that working?
Oh, well done, Mark. Well done.
mate.
Fantastic. Well done, mate.
The chief of technical abilities is on the ball.
Well done, mate. That's brilliant. I still can't see it because my eyes are knackered, but there you go. Happy days. It's all right.
It has worked. That is absolutely astonishing.
Yeah,
There you go.
fantastic that. So Lazio are up the top there of the group, aren't they? So basically, bottom meets top as you go along. Is that correct?
Well, no. It's a draw thing, mate. Or
Yeah, as the lines are drawn, that's what I mean. As the lines are drawn across, you
I'm
work.
going to
your
try
way
and
out.
hang on. I'll see if
It's all right,
this
I can
works
see
a
it,
minute.
Mark. You're all right. It's just me, mate. Don't worry. Oh yeah, I can see it better now. There you go.
There you go.
There we go. Look, this is all technical stuff, see, and I've been placed in charge of this,
You are.
unbelievably.
Yeah.
Right now, but before we go any further, Matty, can I come on for 5 minutes? Literally, mate, this is our show. We would normally, because you're like big up on that. You're like a brother, but this is sort of our show, if you know what I mean. Any other show, you're welcome to come on tomorrow night, mate, because we're doing a show tomorrow at some stage.
Thanks, Matty. Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Cheers,
it.
mate.
We do appreciate it. Yeah. So we've got AZ. So I still can't see it very well. What's that next game up there, Dan, above us? Who we get if we beat AZ? Is that Sociedad and Ajax?
Yeah,
No,
it's
so-
Ajax and somebody else. Is that
Frankfurt.
that's a German team, isn't it?
Is that Frankfurt there? Yeah, above AZ.
Yeah.
I can't see it. Sorry.
Okay, Mark. I'll talk
Oh,
you
it's
through
me, isn't it? No. Here we go. This one. This is my that one there.
Yeah.
I believe. I was going to say, what's that arrow moving on there? And that's me with my bloody mouse.
What's he like? Frankfurt. Yeah.
Frankfurt or Ajax in the
Frankfurt or Ajax in the
That tells
quarters.
me enough, really, because I think that if we beat AZ, we're going to struggle against either of those two tactically.
Yeah. And who's that? And who are these in the that we might that? Well, that's Lazio, definitely.
Lazio, Olympiacos are there.
Yeah.
But I think the other three teams in it probably aren't going to get. It's going to be Lazio. Let's just say Lazio. 'Cause I don't know the other two.
And so it'll be Lazio.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
So look, it gets harder, doesn't it?
Oh,
the more you
hang
go further in this competition,
Yeah.
the harder
It does,
is.
and the other side of the draw is interesting. because there are some good sides. I think a lot of fans, Spurs fans, are happy because we didn't draw Sociedad, who I think are a very good side.
Mm.
So I think United may actually struggle next round.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting anyway, isn't it? I there's some good teams left in there, you know. There is some good teams left in there.
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone think we get up our side of the draw to meet Lazio? Does anyone think we get that far?
Well, we've got a chance.
Do we beat AZ and do we beat Frankfurt or Ajax to get to that point?
I mean, it'll be shocking if we don't beat AZ, is it? Really, that is.
Beat
that
AZ.
is we got to beat them. Am I convinced we'll beat them? Hell no.
No.
You know, we just don't know what sort of performance we're going to get. You know, we should have most of our players back by then. I don't think maybe Solanke. I don't know if he's back then. Maybe it's a bit too early for him, but we should have enough to beat them over 2 legs, and the return leg at home, you know, is an advantage, right?
Yeah.
So apparently before the first leg, we got a week off, haven't we? Because we're out of the FA Cup, so we've got a full week before we play them again. So there shouldn't be any excuses of tiredness or anything like that.
Big up, Eugene.
That's fair enough, mate.
So it's an okay draw, you know, compared to all the teams. You know, it's a winnable game. We beat them already.
Yep.
I just, you know, we should be able to beat them, but you just don't know with Spurs, do you?
Yeah.
You just don't know.
I'm more worried about we go away in the first leg, and something goes wrong away. I don't know. We're too open, or and we get beat. I don't know. 2-0, 3-1, something like that. Because our form away from home is not great in the league. You know, it's just we're not good away from home, really, are we?
That's what I said. That's what I said right at the beginning. One bad performance, if you get sort of like panned up in one of the games, you're out, basically. Because even if you got the home leg second, all you got to do is come in and sit back. you know what we're like against low block teams.
Mm.
You know, sit
Yeah.
there and defend for their lives, and that'll be the end of that. You know.
Yeah.
So
I think it's-
Ajax are top of the league, aren't they? In the Dutch league, right? They're having a
Yeah.
good season.
Yeah.
Then Frankfurt, what did you say, Mark? They're third in the German league.
Frankfurt third. And bear in mind, Dan, that since we played Alkmaar have dumped Ajax out of their cup, even though they're top of the league, Ajax.
And they beat Galatasaray, which we struggled to do.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's not a given this game. We're going to have to put in a good performance to get through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they've picked up a little bit from where they were when we played them earlier in the season. Definitely. You know, I just think it's going to be a bit tougher than what people think it is. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we go and bang them 3-0 and beat them 3-0 at home. You know,
I just think a lot of fans are looking forward to this, isn't it? Because there's nothing really else to play for. So a lot of fans are putting their hopes into it that we could get far, get to the next round, semi-finals, things to look forward to, and that's fair enough, right? We're all fans. We want to see our team do well. We want to win this competition.
Yeah,
you know, we'll be backing the players, but like you said the other night, Nigel, you're going to back the players, but not the manager.
Yeah. Right, shall I stop sharing this now if I can?
Yeah, it's very difficult because we've all got our own opinions on the team and the management and whatever, but that doesn't ever mean that we don't want our team to win. You know, we're Spurs fans at the end of the day. Just because we've got beef with players or manager, or we don't agree with this or we don't agree with that, you know, whoever's in charge, it doesn't matter to me. You know, I want a better manager, but once it comes to kickoff time, I want my team to win all the time.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, of course. Definitely. Even though we criticise the team a lot, don't we? We criticise it all every week, but we do want them to win. We do. We want them to win. We want to see them play well, make us feel proud, you know, because we haven't felt proud all season. Let's be honest, barring a few games where we've done okay. We've had a couple of good performances, but on the whole, it's not been enjoyable, was it? So many defeats out of the domestic cups, Ange frustrating us week in, week out, Ange's excuses. You could go on.
I'll just call it consistently shite, Dan. Consistently shite with the odd bright performance.
That's right.
That is what I would call it. That is our season in a nutshell.
And I think fans are hoping that players are coming back and then we're going to improve their performances. But as we have to keep reminding people, we weren't playing well when we had our players. So where's it coming from, this new upturn in performances?
So Dan, has Ange said that he's going like all out for the Europa League?
Well, he said that, but then he said he can't keep his eye off the ball in the league, and he says performances must improve. He said that in the press conference today. I'll try and bring it up later, and we can go over it a little bit. But yeah, look, it's all our hopes are now is this competition. But you know, everyone here on the panel, probably many in the chat, don't believe we're going to get any far at all. But as soon as we come across a team who's organised tactically better, we're going to be out. I mean, if we get to the semi-finals, that we would have done well under this management.
Yeah. Is he got? If we go out to Alkmaar, do you think he's gone, or is he still going to be here till the end of the season? I mean, please tell me that he's not going to be here if we lose to Alkmaar.
He has to go, doesn't he? If we lose to Alkmaar,
surely.
Nigel, you said the other day he's untouchable. Then
well,
what did you say the other night?
I can't remember, but no, he definitely.
How many lives he got? 9 lives.
Yeah.
You're Ange in now, aren't you, Nige?
Well, I'm Ange in just simply because he's not going anywhere, is he? So it seems. So like I said on the show the other day, I'm going to support the team, not necessarily the manager, but I'm just going to not talk about Ange in or Ange out. I'm just going to focus on the team, and you know, that's it. Because I get too involved. Ange out.
It's not going to last.
No, it's not. Well, we're talking about it now, aren't we? So.
We lose tomorrow against Ipswich, mate. You'll be straight on the video.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
now, I'm just going to share this. Now I know how to do it. I'm just going to share this. Matty K sent me this. Thank you very much, sir. Look at this.
Matty.
and I don't think you see all the teams. No, you can't see us. Hang on a minute then.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is good, but I zoomed it in too much.
Zoom it in a bit more. I think you'll be all right.
Zoom it in a bit more. You can't even see Tottenham on there.
Of course. Zoom it out.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah.
Oh no, what have I done here?
There you go. That's it, Mark.
That's it.
You got it. You got it.
There you go.
That's
that it?
better. I can see that now.
There
So
you
you
go.
two think we got the easy side of the draw, guys? Because that's what people are saying.
I don't think so. I don't think so. For me, the best side in that are Atletico Bilbao. I think they're the best team in it.
It's them and Lazio, isn't it, Nige? And plus, don't
Yeah, I think
forget, the final is at their ground, isn't it?
It's in Bilbao, isn't it?
Yeah, Atletico. It's at their ground, isn't it, the final?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're shooing for the final.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Talking about finals.
There's still some pretty tasty teams left in there when you look at Lyon. Teams like that, teams that have got not necessarily maybe they're the best of what they were a few years ago, but there's still teams that have got Champions League experience like us in amongst those teams. Many of them, to be honest.
Can you imagine what it would look like if you had the Champions League teams falling into it?
Oh well, no, not really.
Yeah. That's the one thing this year, isn't it? Is they stopped all that.
Yeah.
Look, if it was under any other manager, we would be hopeful, wouldn't we? Do you know what I mean? If it was under a different manager who knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But because we've got Ange, we're just all just like.
So the final is in Athletic this season. The Europa League wasn't the Champions League final against Liverpool at that stadium as well.
It may well have been.
No, it was at the Bernabeu, wasn't it?
It was in. I think it was pretty certain it was Athletic Madrid Stadium.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So if it was, we hopefully would get some revenge and actually win a final now, which would be nice. I am getting ahead of myself though.
Yeah, George has just reminded me as well. He's put that in the chat at the bottom. And please make sure to subscribe to all 3 channels: the Danalist, Pure Coys, and the 2 Marks. Please make sure you smash a like as well. We really appreciate it.
I think I pinned Dan and Nigel's channels to the top.
Yeah.
I think so, but I forgot to put ours on it.
That's all right. That's fine.
But
make sure you subscribe
straight away to you, man, because it's coming straight from your channel. So,
yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. That's why I never done it.
Get these guys up to 300. Who hasn't subscribed?
Yeah, come on,
That's why I never done it. Obviously, just like dragging around for excuses.
Excuse me.
So, guys, let's go through expectations. Okay, so everybody in the chat as well. Where do you expect us? How far?
Yeah,
like really.
Right. Let's get rid of that.
Where do you expect this team under Ange to go? Looking at the knockout rounds, who we're going to play on the route to the final. What in your eyes is realistic?
For me, if we get past AZ, I think it was Frankfurt or Ajax. I think we will go out to one of those 2.
Yeah.
That if we get past AZ, I'm going to say we'll beat AZ over the 2 legs. I think hopefully we'll have enough. But I think Frankfurt and Ajax are going to be a step too far for this manager, if he's still here. That's my opinion.
So your expectations, Mark, is quarterfinals. That do you think that's the furthest we can go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Mark,
I'll be honest with you. Right now, aren't we still the favourites somehow to win the damn thing? You know what I mean? But that might be only bookies in this country. But all the sort of booking, the gambling things that I look at.
I'll look it up and see if there's a change.
Well, before the tournament started, we were the favourites, but that might just be the bookies in this country.
Before the draw, Spurs and United was still 7-2, 4-1 that type
Yeah,
of price favourites. But that was before the draw. So I don't know if the draw's affected that. I haven't looked since. But we've pretty much been favourites for the tournament since day dot. Since the competition started. So I don't know where they get that from. Perhaps we're watching something that someone else is not. I don't know. But
yeah.
Okay, I've got some odds here. 9-2 Tottenham to win.
Right.
Atletico Bilbao 6-1. Man United 6-1. Lazio 6-1. And then it's Sociedad 12-1. Frankfurt 14-1. So we're up there.
Don't you think that's madness?
And so we're still favourites. So we're still favourites to
I
win.
just don't get that. That price can only be on the draw. Yeah, we've got Alkmaar. Obviously, everyone else has got everyone else, but we got what people are looking at or what bookies are looking at as the easiest or one of the easiest games that you could have got out of those teams. That's the only thing I can think, because there's no way, watching what we're seeing week in, week out, that we should be favourites for any competition.
And I don't get it, because Paddy Power take the piss out of us, right? Don't they? With all their memes, and they put us favourites 4-1.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say it's nearly every day something comes out from Paddy Power about Tottenham.
I mean, when you watch that crap that we watched last week, we won the game 1-0 against United. How can anyone look at that game and then think, yeah, definitely those two are two of the three favourites for the UEFA? I mean, who's watching it?
Stevie Wonder.
You know, Lazio at 6-1, cracking bet. Atletico at 6-1, cracking bet. Why would you not? They're not favourites.
Yeah, here we go. Sociedad as well, 10-1.
Yeah.
Saying that though, if we can get past Alkmaar and some of our players come back from injury and takes the competition seriously, and we play our full team, and he adapts a little bit and plays a bit more defensively away from home, I think we can get to the semis, and then who knows? But I'm not saying we're going to win it.
Nige, you're such a happy clapper, aren't you?
I so am.
Yeah. Got to sort yourself out, Nige. What's the matter with you, mate?
I know, I'm on the wrong channels.
Well, you are batting gin now, mate, aren't you? So I don't blame you.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We can get past. We can get. Ajax are not the team they were. Frankfurt, sure, they're good. They're okay, but I don't know. I think we can. It is Friday night, and I've not even had a drink. So.
I was just going to say that. You had a couple before you jumped on.
This could be an explanation. Odds are just based on where the money is put. Yeah, I've sort of read that in the past. That is, especially in horse racing, but I suppose it applies to football as well.
So Mark, what's your expectations then? Where do you think this team should get to in that semis, or at least?
What, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mark said quarters.
I've done mine.
Oh, all right. Sorry. I was concentrating on technical issues. No, wow. We should beat AZ, surely. But then again, with Tottenham, nothing would surprise me. It wouldn't. We're away first. It wouldn't surprise me if we lost 3-0. And we went out to them. But then again, we could win over there, and in the second leg, well, nothing's easy, but you know what I mean.
Don't forget, Mark, as well. Mr. Parrott will have a point to prove.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all that considered, I expect us to beat AZ, and then Ajax and Frankfurt. This is when you start going up levels, isn't it? Do we beat them? Well, we had Ajax's number the last time we played them, with a bit of luck. Well, not luck, but it was sort of luck. But yeah.
It was luck, but we had a manager then that sort of played tactics.
Yeah.
So, Mark, what were you saying? Quarterfinals, semi-finals?
Yeah. Quarters, maybe semis. There's too many good. But there's too many good teams in there, and that's not Man United. That's just like your Lazios and teams like that, you know, Lazio, Sociedad, any of them, and knock us out because, to be honest, they've got a manager that knows when to sit back, knows when to attack, changes things in games. You know, I mean, our manager does nothing. He doesn't change anything during the game. We don't sit in ever. We don't. You know, I like to see a manager. Like, I forget what game it was I was watching, but you saw the manager like pointing and barking orders constantly. You never see Ange do any of that. None of it. He just stands there with his hands in his pockets or his arms folded.
Mark,
You know,
we ain't got no one on the pitch that can even do that. We haven't
No.
got any leaders
No.
on the pitch either. So
No,
how
no.
bad is it that you've got a manager that's standing there picking his nose for 90 minutes?
Yeah.
And then you've got no players on the pitch that can bark orders out and give it the
Yeah.
large to people that ain't doing it on the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what it needs.
Yeah.
And it's not
I'm-
happening. And that's
yeah.
why we're so weak and so poor. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Donut
Yeah.
midfields and all that crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I've said this. I mean, like, as much as I love Son, and because I do, he's been a hell of a player for us. But like, he's not captain. He's not. He's too nice to be a captain. You'd never see him like shouting at people, and if they sort of did something a bit wrong, or you know, he just wouldn't do it. He'd go up and stick his arm around them. I don't want my captain to be like that. I want my captain. I'd be terrified of him. You know, if he said jump, you say how high. You know, that's the sort of person you want as a captain, not like Mr. Nice Guy. You know, but that's probably like old school. That's probably like old school captains, you know, that you were like literally terrified of.
What about you, Dan? What do you think?
Look, we have to get to at least semi-finals. Looking at the teams in it, on that side of the draw, our team. If we don't, it's just failure. Massive failure.
Yeah.
You know, we should be at least getting to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
If we don't, I'm not going to be happy at all. Nigel, what about you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, and got accused of being a happy clapper. No, I think I think semis as well. I think we should get at least to the semis. If we don't, I'd be very disappointed.
But you know what? They asked Ange about this today in a press conference, right? And they're asking him that, have you looked at the bookies' websites to check the odds? And he says, I'm not a betting man, mate. To be fair, I'm not allowed to either on football. But yeah, I've got no idea, mate. So then they told him, right? And when they told him, they said, Tottenham are the favourites to win the Europa League. Can you understand why? Do you want to hear his response?
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Look, what I do know about bookmakers is they're the only ones that make money out of betting. So they must know what they're talking about. So obviously there's some reasoning behind that. But I mean, whatever that sort of affects me or not really.
Right.
Would you take of that?
Don't know a lot about betting, does he, really?
No.
Well, there you go.
It's just more waffle from the man as far as I'm concerned.
I knew you were going to say that, Mark.
Well, it is, isn't it? You know, honestly, I can't remember the last press conference he did that I actually watched.
I'll have to start watching them again, obviously, because, we're coming on the telly box. Well, I'll have to do it on behalf of our channel, Mark. You know what I mean? But I stopped watching his press conferences ages ago because all the geezer either does is look at the ground.
Yeah.
He just looks at the desk. I can't take him seriously. I don't know when he's joking, when he's not. Do you know what I mean? It's just like Mark said, a lot of it's all just bird's eye potato waffles, isn't it? It's like rubbish.
It tells me that Ange doesn't think we're going to win it. He's basically they've come out and said, Spurs are favourites. What do you think about this? And he's like, well, this is why the bookies make their money, because people put money on the favourites, and it kind of tells me that he thinks that we're not going to win it.
He should be speaking with more confidence about his team, right? He should be
saying,
we're Tottenham Hotspur. We've got a massive chance to win this competition. We've won it in the past. Do you know what I mean? He should be talking like that. But the guy, yeah, I don't know what to say. Just doesn't get it, does he?
He doesn't seem to, does he?
No.
Chaps, he really doesn't seem to get it, because there's very little positive that ever really comes out of a press conference, is there? It's just head down and grunting and bit of coughing and
waffle.
It's
a
just
lot of waffle.
A lot of it is just waffle. But like I say, I will have to start listening to him again because just because I need to.
Well, that'll save me
now
doing
we need
it.
a rally call, don't we?
And
we should be coming out as manager and saying, we are going to do everything we can to bring this trophy home.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're in it to win it, people. We're going to be doing our best. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. And because of that response, the journalist then followed up with another question, trying to, get some energy out of him, right?
Yeah.
And they were like kind of saying, look, you've got an opportunity. He's talking to Ange, right, the journalist. You've got an opportunity to do something special this season. Yeah. Is that the message that you remind the players? So the journalists are trying to, like we're talking here, like we're talking about it, aren't we? Like, where's the energy? Where's the, we're in the competition still. And then he just went on a long spiel about loads of excuses, as he does. And I look at it and it just doesn't inspire me at all. I'm not even going to read it out because it's just more waffle.
Well, to me, Dan, all that is all part of his inept management skills.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He can't do a presser properly. He can't lift players when they're on the pitch. When there's a break in play, I never see him go. You see the opposing team, 2 or 3 players, they'll leg it over to the sideline to get instructions from the boss. We don't do that.
No.
I don't ever see any of our players legging it over to him. What do you need from us, boss? You might get the odd one go to Mason, the odd one go to Matt Wells or whoever it is that's standing there. You might see occasionally he'll have his arm round someone, having a little whisper in their ear, but it's not very often.
There was one game that we played, and I'm sure it was on TV. I can't for the life of me remember which one. One of the opposition players was injured, and he was injured for quite a while, like 5 minutes. All the rest of the opposition team straight over to the manager, and he was like, pointing and talking and that. All I was just stood around on the pitch. None of them went over, and that tells you something. That tells you something immediately.
I think he knows he's gone, doesn't he? Don't you think?
Well,
do you think he knows he's lost his job?
He's been like it all the time, Dan, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was like that when he rocked up.
This what people have to understand is this man has come from Australia. He's got his dream job in the Premier League. When he goes from here after what he has achieved at Tottenham Hotspur, let's say we don't win it, we get to the semis or whatever, and we get knocked out. Another year of not winning a trophy. When he gets sacked, where's he going? Because he ain't going Liverpool, he ain't going Arsenal, he ain't going Chelsea. Where does he rank in? What you've seen of him. Where would he go next? What sort of level is he at? Is he a championship manager? Does he go and manage someone like Brighton? A Brentford, someone like that?
He's just a yes man, isn't he? And
I'll be honest. I think, because to be honest, we haven't got a bad squad, have we? Right, we've had a lot of injuries. That's probably on him. We can't say yes, they all are on him, but
Mark, what did good managers do when there's injuries?
Well, they adapt.
Rotate their players. That's what they do.
Rotate, adapt, all those things. But
get the best out of what you got, isn't it?
Well,
get
exactly, right? And to be honest, if you look back to when he first turned up, the first 10 games, amazing. We were top of the league, and everyone was thinking, could we? But then the Chelsea game happened, and he was still insisting on, like, high line with 9 players on the pitch. right, and all that nonsense that went on in that game, and in his interview after the game, he said, "I don't care if we only had 7 players, we'd still play that way." And I was thinking, man, you're just mad.
That was a massive warning sign, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and then
that
he
was
got bigged up for that, didn't he? Oh, look
Yeah.
at how brave he
oh
was.
yeah,
But really,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
it was
It's
stupidity.
just stupidness.
That-
It's just stupidness.
That what he done against Chelsea when we were down to 9 men, and Sava and Stell and all the lads, they've had all the pictures up. We've all seen them on the halfway line. Yeah, ball's getting ready to be chipped over. Mate, it's under 7 shit. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Some fans were proud.
Oh, Dan, do me a favour. That is shite, mate. I'm sorry.
They were though.
I know
They were.
you're
It
trying
was
to get me
glorious
going
failure.
here, and you're succeeding, right? That was the biggest load of bollocks that I'd ever seen, right, in my 57 years. That was shocking.
No one's ever done it. That's the no one's ever been that stupid.
What a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. That.
Right, and I'll tell you another thing that got me. I know I just brought up a can of worms with the Chelsea game. When we were 5-1 down at home to Liverpool a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, whenever it was, there's people in the crowd still singing his name. To me, that madness.
I say it on here now, they're all deluded. If there's fans in a stadium at 5-1 down, giving it the beans, calling the manager's name, right, they need to piss off when he goes.
Yeah.
Because that is disgraceful.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Honestly, right? Now I've been to many Tottenham games and we've lost, right? And I can honestly say I have never been to a Tottenham game where we've lost and they're still singing the manager's name. Maybe it might have happened when Poch was the manager, but Poch had credit in the bank. You know what I mean?
Like him, Mark. No fans do.
Fans,
you know that.
I know
we don't. I know we don't like him, but there are fans who actually do like him. His character, how he plays. It's he's got a big following.
Nothing against the man. When I'm talking about him, I'm talking about what he's doing as the manager stroke coach of Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what I'm seeing with my own eyes on the pitch. Now, I've played football to a decent level. I'm no, fucking Ronaldo or nothing, right? But I've played football to a decent level. And when I'm watching it, my first thought that comes through my head is, what the fucking hell are you doing? Because it's not just certain instances, every game that goes past, we're dissecting it, and there's loads of different bits that we're thinking, what are you doing? Not just tactics on the pitch. Why are you not bringing subs on when we need them on? Why are you just leaving it for half an hour when we're 2-1 down? Why are you not bringing an attacker on? Whether he's good enough or not is a different matter. But
Mark, top right, Mark Sheriff, you really set us off, haven't you?
I'm sorry.
That Chelsea game.
Well,
you really have, haven't you? You're so out of order, man.
Well, all right. Well, whatever.
I'm ready. I'm joking.
I wish it was tomorrow.
George is spot on with a bottom comment. It's playground football.
Yeah.
And what Mark was another Mark in the comments said two bob manager.
The part of it I don't get is the part of it I don't understand is yes, George, it is playground football, and yes, Mark, he is a 2-bob manager, right? But he never does anything to change.
What does he ever say?
So rare.
Anyone? What does he ever say? It's like, I've learned, I'm going to do this, I'm going to try this. I've got to take responsibility on those rubbish performances and those defeats. All he does is just blame the injuries and say, well, feel sorry for me, injury after injury. That's why we're so bad. He never just says, look, I haven't done enough. I need to do better myself. He never looks it back on him, does he?
No. I wish I brought this. I honestly wish I brought this topic up tomorrow after I've had a few beers.
Oh, I've got no doubt we will. Don't worry.
Well, if we lose tomorrow, if we lose that game tomorrow, should we get onto that game? Should we get onto that game?
Let's get on to that game.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
why not?
So
Yeah,
what we got? Ipswich, haven't we, tomorrow?
yeah. Ipswich
Saturday?
away,
Yeah, tomorrow. Okay,
away.
it's Friday today.
Yeah,
isn't it?
3 o'clock kickoff. Thank
Yeah.
goodness it's not on TV.
So have we got any more back, Dan? As you're the guru, is it
Nah,
just we got the same squad as last week?
Yeah, same squad. There was a few knocks in the week, but it's the same old team. You know, there's no excuses tomorrow. I'll start this one off. No excuses for not winning tomorrow from Ange at all. What's he going to come up with now? If we don't, we've got to be winning that game. But I think Ipswich will be more up for it than we are.
Yeah.
I do. And McKenna in his press conference today was praising Ange, singing his praises.
I bet Brady was. He's encouraging him to play the high line.
The trouble is with Tottenham at the moment, and feel free to disagree. This is just how I see it. When we play against someone that's got a bit of something about them, when they've got a bit of bite about them, we don't like that.
No.
So we're, like you say, we're going to be playing an Ipswich team tomorrow. Now, let me caveat that a little bit by saying we have got the quality to beat them. For me, again, we haven't got the tactics on the pitch, right? We should be beating Ipswich tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. But if it turns into a battle, because Ipswich are battling to stay up,
yeah,
if it turns into that midfield battle tomorrow, I think that's when we will struggle. Tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. We have no battlers in the team, do we? Because we all know, right? No, I will say, the only time I've seen Ipswich this season is the first game of the season. They were the first game on TV and they played Liverpool. And I'll tell you what, because it was the first game back in the Premier League, they were up for it. So was the crowd. And I'll tell you what, they give Liverpool a hell of a game. And Liverpool won 1-0 or 2-0 in the end, but they give Liverpool a hell of a game. But you got to remember, now they're fighting for their life. I mean, I'm sure the owners, the team, the players, the manager, they don't want to go straight back down like so many others do. And they've got a chance to stay up. They're not Southampton, that's basically dead and buried. All but Matt, it's just not.
You're right, Mark. They've still got a chance. They're still in it.
Yeah, it is because Southampton. Let's face it, they're pants. And I think they've only got they ain't even got double figure points yet, have they? I think they got about 9 or something, or 8.
So who would be your midfield 3 then for tomorrow? Because I did a short on it earlier, and I went for Bentancur, Bergvall, and Maddison. What would you guys play as a midfield 3?
So he won't do it. See, tomorrow, if it was me, I'd play with a 4 in midfield tomorrow, but he don't play that way.
No.
I'd just boost the midfield up a bit. But you can argue about see, the way you've just said it there, Nigel, is that to me tells me that if he went that way, he'd be more playing with 2 10s. Do you know what I mean? Because Bergvall, even though he's busy, he likes to be in the forward half of the pitch doing his stuff. Whenever we get broke on, you see us, trying to get back. They're all forward, and we're trying to get back. I don't know if you put Sarr in for his legs and his bit of bite. I don't know. But then at the same time, I think Bentancur has to play. I think he has to play.
Bunch, isn't it?
Maddison has to play, but I want Bergvall to play. But I think you're right with the 3 that you've picked. But at the same time, I just think that we could be struggling in the middle of the park. That to me is where all my fears are now. Our midfield 3, because as every time, every week, without foul, we lose that ball on the edge of that 18-yard box. They're going to have runners like Delap, like Hutchinson. that will tear Smodic. They will tear us a new one. They're quick. They're nippy. They'll run the lines. They'll run across, left to right, right to left. They'll pull us all over the place. And that's what I'm worried about. But I'm worried about that whoever we play against, because we just can't, because he doesn't play with a DM, we're just getting wrecked all the time. And I don't think that will change because he doesn't play with that number 6 to just say, right, you boys can go and do your bit, but just sit there in front of our defence for when it does break down and we've got that extra there. You know, he just doesn't do it. So probably, Nigel, I would agree with you to play those 3, but whether it will work or not, it's difficult.
It's like Ellie says in the chat. Big up, Ellie. Ipswich are fighting for their Premiership lives. We have to match their fight. And that's the biggest concern, isn't it? Even if we just think about how poor we are, our system doesn't work. Will we even match the fight, the basics? That's the biggest worry, isn't it? Because talent-wise, player-wise, we're better than them. But we won't. And I don't think it really matters who plays in midfield. They're all just not great, are they? All of them. Doesn't matter what combination you put together. You know, maybe you should go a little bit more defensive. Maybe put Basuma, Bentancur in there with Maddison.
To be honest, with the players we got, now we've got a far superior squad to Ipswich. I don't care what anybody says, right? Now, if you had a manager that actually played them correctly, played them in their correct positions, there's no reason why we shouldn't be destroying Ipswich, let alone beating them. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, this manager, he's so pig-headed and he doesn't want to change and he doesn't want to try anything new and he's stuck in his ways that, you know what I mean? A good manager, like when we had all them injuries, a good manager will use the tools he's got. You know, he'll make the most of the tools he's got. And she's just too pig-headed and stubborn to change anything.
Well, what about the players, though, Mark? What's their motivation tomorrow? You know, the players, they've got to take responsibility too.
Yeah.
Do you think they want to go home, losing to Ipswich a second time, getting a double done over them?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's their pride? Where's their pride as well?
To be honest, if they were paying me like 50 grand a week or 100 grand a week, whatever these players are on, that's enough bloody motivation for me. You know what I mean? To represent the club.
Motivation.
Well, of course it should. Well,
that's there.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what they're earning, what they're doing. They're playing for Tottenham Hotspur.
I ain't got one with red on. I refuse to wear ones with red on.
And I agree with Ellie, what she's put down there. She's put Jed, Bergvall, Archie Gray, they've all showed fight. Yeah, they have. So it's about time some of these 150, 200 grand a week players stood up for the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of senior players that are going hiding and they need to start earning their money. It's not about playing in big games. They're playing for Tottenham.
That's my worry as well. Where's their motivation? You know, we'll see. Do they want to get turned over by Ipswich? Who has any confidence in this lot, other than some of the young players, like Ellie said? You know, some of them young players have got a point to prove. Spencer's got a point to prove. Still playing out of position. Are we ever going to see him in his right position this season?
What, Jed? What, as right back?
Yeah.
Now, surely when you doggy comes back, right? Now, surely when you doggy comes back and he gets the minutes in his legs and he's fit and he's ready to go again, surely Porro's got to be given a rest. Because that man's just been running to the ground.
Mark, I can't see it. I can't see him resting.
Yeah, but even this week...
Mark, he hasn't changed it all season.
I know.
So why would he do it now?
No.
But guys, they've had a week's rest, right? They shouldn't be tired. This tiredness excuse is finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they should be all raring to go, up for it. Get a win, get some pride back, pick some points up. Mark, it's embarrassing, man, if we lose tomorrow.
Yeah.
That is low.
Do you think when a dog is fit, right? Can any of you in all honesty, right, unless like we're further down in the season, we might be doing whatever we're doing in the Europa, right? Can you honestly see him dropping Porro? He hasn't done it all year. He's had
No.
plenty of chance to do it,
Yeah.
to give him a rest and put someone in his position. You know, he can't even play Archie Gray in midfield where he's meant to play. The kid's playing out of position all season. All season. You know, I just don't get the guy. I don't get what he's thinking in his head sometimes. I just don't understand
So,
it.
guys, do you think we'll win then tomorrow? And
1-1.
people in the chat as well. Do you think we're going to win?
1-1 for me.
1-1.
Yeah, I think we win 2-1.
I'm trying to think what I put in Jose's. I always say Jose and it's wrong. Jose's predictions league. I think I put us to lose. I think I put 2-1 to Ipswich. I think. But it might be 2-1 to us. I can't remember. I don't remember what happened 10 minutes ago, let alone like when I did my prediction.
All right, what do you think now, Mark? After we just slagged off Ange for like half hour.
Yeah. A draw, maybe. Maybe, but to be honest, the way they tore us up at home, you know.
Well, they didn't tore us up. What they did, they had a game plan, didn't they? They
Well,
sat in there, defended well, and took their chances.
Yeah, exactly. And see, this is what mystifies me as well. Is he ain't got a game plan either, you know? So, you know, I don't know what happened with my camera then. Who knows? But it's just mystifying sometimes with him. You know, it really is. So, no, I got to sort of be positive. A draw, 1-1. 1-1.
And Nige, I know you're going for a 5-1 win, aren't you?
Well, maybe not 5-1. 2-1 I'm going. 2-1 win. Tell the score. Be ultra positive now for the rest of the season. That's it.
I don't know. It has to. Something has to change, doesn't it? Something's got to be better. Like, surely this is the game where they put in that performance and get us to win. Must do. They must do. They can't be not winning tomorrow. Really can't. They got the games to look forward to. They've got to start building some momentum. Whatever we think of Ange and whatever, but we must start to play some football because we've forgotten how. I don't know. I haven't got confidence in what I'm saying, but I'm thinking from the player's perspective, manager, games, the season we've had, they need to start putting something together that we can say, okay, there's 3 wins in a row now. That's progress. We haven't won 3 games in a row since 2023, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
A
long time. So it's just small things, isn't it? Like small steps that we can see because it's been that awful this season. You just have to hope that they get it together. It's Ipswich, guys. It's Ipswich. Yep. Bottom 3. They've lost a lot of matches. They're bottom 3 for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So
just so everyone knows, I want to highlight again, we all want Spurs to win.
Yeah.
Just because we're here and we're criticising, it don't mean we don't want our team to win.
No.
We're Tottenham fans at the end of the day, and we're just, regular blokes picking the bits out of performances that we don't like. But when there's positives, we'll let you know that there's positives from our point of view.
Just to add to that, Matt, what I'd done in a previous life to be a Tottenham fan in this one, I have no idea. I must have been like the nastiest man ever. To be cursed with in a previous life I'm on about, to be cursed into supporting Tottenham in this life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cursed to have Levy as our chairman.
Well, yeah, that as well.
But it is what it is. We'll get there in the end. Hopefully he'll be gone one day soon, and fingers crossed someone will come in who loves football, who wants the best for the
There we go.
team.
This is spot on from Nia. Levy needs to step aside from all football matters.
Yeah.
I suppose. He should have done that, yeah. If he wants to go and build his hotels and cinemas that we haven't seen yet and whatever else he's doing, let him carry on doing that. He's brilliant at that. Like, as a businessman, property developer, whatever you might want to call it, but I'd like to call him a few names. But whatever, do that. You know jack shit about football, so just leave it to people who do know about football.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is the main reason that I'm leaving out, is because we're a football club, and the football is by far so far down the list that you can't even see it. You know, making money is number one, but surely you must realise if he made the football team successful, he'd get money in that way as well. Not just keeping us sort of relevant in the Premier League, you know, lowest wages to revenue and all that nonsense. No. Put the bloody football first instead of hotels and whatever else you're bloody building.
I find it astounding that he doesn't want to. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not good at this stuff. He's obviously, you know, a very good businessman, like Mark says, you know, with all the off the field stuff, fair dues to him. You know, anyone who can earn a quid to put in their pocket, or $1 million or $1 billion, whatever it is, good luck to you. But please don't do it to the detriment of our football team.
Yes.
That is what I ask, because I don't dispute that he hasn't spent money, nearly 400 million, whatever it is, since Ange's been here. But that money has not been spent well. Now, at the end of the day, he must have to employ the scouts. He does his data-driven bit, and he must have to employ the scouts. So I blame him for employing shit scouts that find crap players that he's paying a lot of money for.
Yeah.
You know, don't tell me there's not players out there, that are within the realms that he wants to pay, that are good enough and that want to come and play for Tottenham Hotspur. They might not want to come and play for him, but they should want to come and play for Tottenham Hotspur. We are one of the biggest teams, in the world. I don't care what anyone says, we are. You know, and we're going buying kids for 10 million. I don't understand why he won't buy some players that, even if they're up and coming, you can see that they're going to get there. And that's a scout's job for me. And obviously, the scouts are not doing their job for now, for the present. They might be doing it for 5 years' time, doing what they're doing, but they're not doing it for now. And I don't know about anyone else, but I want trophies now. I've waited long enough over the last 24 years. One trophy, 2008. We're now 16, 17 years later. And everyone can say, well, we've had a semi here and we've done this here and we've done that there. We've won fuck all. And it's about time Tottenham Hotspur started winning trophies again.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, the club.
We're not asking for it every year, are we?
No,
we're
not that team. We're not that team.
No, but just more than one in 20 years, or one in since 16 years since the last, you know. I mean, I'd like to think in that 16 years, we'd probably have 3. You know, one every 5 years. I'd settle for that. As long as, you know,
every 10
an FA Cup, you know, a couple FA Cups here and there.
Let's be competitive again, Mark.
Yeah.
How can they be competitive with that summer transfer window where you're signing mainly kids? Yeah. How can we be competitive? Because they think they're doing the right thing here, invested in the youth. But as you said, Mark, we're not looking at the here and the now.
No.
You know, we're not looking at this season, the progression. Signing kids is not going to give you that progression.
Well, I'll be honest with you as well. If you're signing all these kids, it's a wing and a prayer. Because how many of the kids actually turn out to be world beaters? You know, the likes of like Wayne Rooney and all the rest of the Gareth Bell and people like that have come through the systems and gone on to be
It's a balance, Mark,
top
isn't it?
players.
It's balance.
It's probably what 1%, 2% of all the kids. It's probably less than 1%, to be honest. You know, we're signing these kids. Yes, they're promising as youngsters, but we're signing them on a wing and a prayer, man. Because who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? Who knows?
Look, we all know. Come on, guys. We all know that after that summer transfer window, that the club weren't serious of competing. That said it, and then our manager's not good enough to improve us. So the two things we've got now, it's just not working. It's clearly not working. The combination of the two. Yes, could a different manager got more out of this squad? I think so.
Yeah.
Definitely. You compare our squads to the likes of Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth in particular.
Yeah.
You know, man to man. You know, even the younger players. We've got talent. Got some good players. Look, it's not a perfect team. Of course, we are missing in some areas, but it just doesn't add up, does it? Really? But this is what their club are doing. This is what they're doing. They've done this for years. They're going back to, we're going to just buy young players and try and do something and hope for the best and hope that they'll get a manager there who can get the most out of them. But, you know, clearly Ange can't get the most out of them, can he? So what they're going to do, he's probably gone in the summer. They'll probably bring in another manager and probably think they can get more out of this squad. Give them another couple of young players in the summer and we'll do it all again.
Hopefully there'll be a few more protests before then, mate. So I hope so. I hope there's a few more protests lined up before the end of the season.
I can guarantee you, though, when Ange does go, Levy will have a card up his sleeve that he'll pull out to a magic thing that he'll pull out to try and shut all the fans up. They've been shouting.
What do you think that will be, Mark? What do you reckon?
One name, Pochettino.
I can't see it, Mark.
Well, no, because when is the World Cup? Is that next summer, 26?
Yeah.
So, but because let's face it, right? I mean, all these people that have been shouting Levy out in the protests, big up all of them that turned up for that. Like last week, right? Dan, he knows that when the stuff starts coming his way, the first thing he normally does is sack the manager. So he's not being the Levy we all know at the moment. But I can guarantee you, when Ange does get sacked, because let's face it, it's only a matter of time, he will try and he'll try and get a big name from somewhere just to try and silence everybody. But I hope nobody falls for it this time and they still put the pressure on him.
Look, there's some good comments in the chat. Literally, go over some comments in the chat. I mean, let's start with this one.
Yeah.
Pick up Nita.
Yeah.
It's a fair comment, Nita.
It's all about the money, the Premier League these days.
Any other Premier League?
True, George.
There we go. Yeah, definitely.
He should have gone ages ago.
Yeah.
That game, do you remember that one against Brighton when he said, I didn't make subs because we didn't deserve to win?
Yeah.
What sort of comment is that?
Yeah.
What does that even make? Don't make sense, does it?
This is a good one. This is a good comment as well.
David's comment.
92.
Well, I watched this the other day again, believe it or not. And Andrew's spot on when you think about you had the kids, the Beckhams and the Scholes and all that, but you had Roy Keane to walk into. Do you know what I mean? And players like that. And
Pallister, Steve Bruce.
This is what I mean. This is top players that they was being put in with, and our kids are not being put in with players like that. And the other thing as well you have to remember is as well about United back then. They had a mentality, and that was what they talked about a lot in the class of 92. It was all about the mentality. It was all about thinking about one game at a time and winning that game.
And they didn't have a bad manager either, did they?
There you go, mate. There you go.
Made
Whenever
it
you
all
needed
happen.
a boot up your backside, he was the man, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So
And I guarantee you something else though. You wait till the summer transfer window opens. Like I can guarantee you, because that's when the season ticket renewals are due. I can guarantee you, about a month before they're due, we'll be linked to some real big name, like that's going to improve us immediately. Someone like this, Guay or Eze or someone like that, and it will drag on and drag on and drag on. And as soon as the season ticket deadline goes, it'll be, oh, well, we tried. But thanks for your money for all renewing your season tickets. Thank you very much.
They've already said they're going big in the summer, haven't they? So
Yeah, but
we shall see.
how many times have we heard that before?
yeah, and it will drag on and
Who said
drag
that,
on.
Nigel?
And
Where did you hear that from?
I saw it on Twitter somewhere that Spurs were going to go big in the summer. But like Mark said, we say this every year.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
Yeah.
same.
we're going to go big for big players that after we've just reduced the wage bill by 40 million quid.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah, of course we are. Of course we
That's
are.
nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look, the future, eh? Doesn't look bright, does it? Under Levy, and we're all depressed about it, aren't we? We're all fed up.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
fed up.
Just
It's
have to
tough.
keep going.
It's tough times, isn't it? If we're going back, do you know we've got another game midweek?
Oh yeah, City, innit?
Yeah.
Is that
So do you
Wednesday?
think that will impact on the starting lineup? Because he's going to have to. You can't play the same players in both games. The likes of Porro, Kulusevski need a rest. Is he going to rest them against Ipswich? This should be the easier fixture.
I don't know if he will mix it up. Will he mix it up? Because he doesn't mix it up, does he?
Well, he said
picks what
he said
thinks.
today he would. He said he needs to today in his press conference. He did say
he's finally
he
come
did,
round to
yeah.
that way of thinking.
But what
hasn't
does
he?
that look like? We would say, look, Spence in right back, yeah, give Porro a break. But he'll probably play Gray there, won't he? He'll probably play Gray at right back.
Probably
I
means
could see him
Madison will
doing
be
that.
dropped.
Or Kinski or someone like that.
Kingsky.
What, right back?
Yeah. Positions
Why
mean
not?
nothing for him. I'm waiting for Archie Gray to be put in goal. That's about the only place in the back four he hasn't played.
He's still not confirming what position he actually plays in. He just says his first season at Spurs, he's having a good experience. That's all he's saying about Gray. He's not saying, he's not telling us his plans because he's not going to be here, Ange, is he? He's not going to be here beyond the summer.
No.
Does he care?
No.
He's just
No.
putting him where he wants. When are we ever going to see him in midfield? Look, I think he's just a defender now. He's just a centre back or a fullback.
Yeah.
He's turned him into it now, isn't he? Because he doesn't put him in midfield.
The
And I'd
thing
like
is-
to see him in midfield because that midfield we have doesn't offer us a lot, does it? Doesn't.
The
give
thing
us...
is, Mark, I think, Dan, sorry, I think when Ange is gone and then you see maybe a manager come in that has different tactics, different structure, different way of playing, we've said it before, I think you're going to see more of round pegs in round holes.
That's what you want.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think this squad that we've got, for me, is like now is you can play them loads of different ways, but to me it's almost like if you said to Conte now, there you go, lad, there's your players. We know he plays 3-5-2. Yeah, it is a bit pragmatic and whatever, but those players would fit a lot better into his way of playing, into his system. That's just an example of a manager.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of others out there. They all play different ways. But I think a coach will work out where players' best positions are and what they're best at doing. And that's not what we've got at the moment. That's what we need.
So let's look at this then from us as fans, and we love talking about what ifs and what we want and what we want to see. So I'll just give an example, right? So say we bring in 3 top players in the summer, top players who are going to come straight into that team, challenge the first team as start. What are those 3 players? You can give examples of a position. You can give a name. Because I think if you did that, this team could do okay. I think this team could do well with a decent coach, decent manager.
Yeah.
You just bring in those, just 3 top, not maybes, not you don't know or young.
If I could
Three
bring in
players
three,
ready to go.
yeah, if I could bring in three, I can't give you names.
That's
I'll
fine.
give you names next time. But if I could give you three, I'd bring in a centre forward. I want to
People
say
in the chat as well.
I want to
People in
say
the chat.
another winger, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say a centre forward, a centre back, and I think we need another left back.
Not a DM.
I think your DM's there. I think they could play Archie Gray there.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
I
if
mean,
you've got a young coach that comes in, if you imagine a young coach comes in, plays 3-5-2.
But Mark, it's
or
not
whatever.
just that though, is it? It's enough massive thing that what we need is that experience and that voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
From all, maybe not all three of them have to be like that. Maybe two
No.
out of the three
Yeah.
who are going to come in here and really shake the place up.
Yeah. Well, my
Make their
centre
mark.
half will do that for me.
Yeah, a centre half.
As in a talker, as
Yeah.
in a bollocker, you know, that type of player. Give me someone in there next to Danzo or Mickey if you're going to play a three. Again, I don't know if Romero's going to be here next season the way he is. To me, he's already gone, Romero. I could be wrong. But, you know, like a few others have said, if Argentina were playing tomorrow, he'd be fit, wouldn't he?
bloody right he would.
You know what I mean? So
I've said for ages now. I've said
want
for
a
ages.
centre back to come in that basically is running that team, as in the talker, the tackler, the bloke that's, you know, not a number one, but as in setting an example.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best way I can put it. I want my centre half to do that.
It's like
I'm worried
Redknapp
about-
did, didn't he? Remember Redknapp, Mark? He brought in
Yeah.
some experience, didn't he?
Yeah.
Gallas, Scott Parker,
Yeah.
Adebayor, whatever
Yeah.
you thought of him as a player. He had
Yeah.
some talent. Yeah,
You
he
could,
brought
Dan,
in.
you could be right with a DM. You could be right with that. That went over my head, to be honest.
If we could,
I like
yeah.
a centre back. That's
Somebody in that middle to control
Yeah.
the game, a tackler
What's
or a
fun?
really good person.
That is
on the
what we
ball.
need. That is what we need. A solid midfield. It depends what, like the next manager, it depends what system he's going to play, doesn't it? Because at the moment we could do with a decent left winger.
Yeah.
You know, because Son's done, in my opinion, as much as I love him. But like, he's done.
But we say this, that we should have been doing this season in, season out, right?
Yeah.
This is the
We've
sort
not
of thing we
got,
should
like,
have
five
done.
left wingers already. Have we not got Odebear? Have we not got?
Well, yeah. He's only just come back, hasn't he?
That's all wrong. It's all wrong, Nige, isn't it? The quality of player we're signing is just not what, you know. Okay, sign a
what
couple of.
It's what we were
But-
saying the other night, isn't it? The amount of forward options we got and very
Yeah.
few of any real quality. For
Yeah,
me, I
they
would
don't
sign.
excite us.
I want a backbone. So I want a top quality centre half who's a leader. I want a midfielder who's a leader, and I want a striker who's going to guarantee me 20 goals a season.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I just said this, but this is what we should be doing season in, season out, bringing in 2 or 3 top players who are going to improve that side and push us. But we never do it.
No.
We never do it, do we? Let's be honest.
I was.
And that's why we're always stuck in this cycle of failure, because
Yeah.
we never push on. The club don't want to win. They're just happy to challenge for European spots and Champions League. And that's all they want. And this is why the protests and, you know, they've written, haven't they, to them? Didn't they write? Did you see it? They wrote to the trust, didn't they, to put some questions to the club? Did anyone see that? It was on. It was on X. Yeah, the Change for Tottenham have they've written to the trust, and they want them to put forward certain. These are the type of points. You know, there's a whole list of them, and they said to the trust, if you're not going to do it, we're going to do it and put that forward to the board.
Yeah.
And this is what needs to happen. So the protests need to keep happening, keep asking for change. It can't stop.
Yeah. Oh, quite right. Quite right. But like, see, last summer when we brought in Archie Gray and Bergvall and all that, I was not against that. But I was saying, we don't need this. Bring them in, yes. In addition to established first team players is actually going to make us better.
Yeah.
You know? But I'd have been fine with Archie Gray and Bergvall. if they'd have brought in Eze and players like that at the same time. You know, players like Archie Gray and Bergvall should be complementary to what else you're bringing in.
Exactly.
You know that they shouldn't just be your first choices and right, that's the end of it. You know that they should complement what you've got there and what you're bringing in to improve you.
And
Not
these young players, they've played quite a few games, right, haven't we? Archie Gray's played a lot of games, which is
Yeah.
good for his development. You know, it's good for him to experience-wise, getting stuck in. Bergvall as well, we've seen.
Yeah.
Mikey Moore a little bit. But other than that,
Yeah,
it's not
but
been like loads of young players starting.
to be honest, would they have played though if he hadn't wrecked virtually everyone's hamstrings with the way we play?
Only in Europe, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, he's only given them the game time because he's got no choice because he's crocked most of the
But
others.
he was happy though, Mark. He said that I'm happy with
Yeah,
this
well,
summer window.
yeah, but
And then
to
he
be honest-
backtracked, didn't he, a couple of months ago and
Yeah.
says, actually, we should have signed experience.
To be honest, hang on a minute. In his press conferences, when he's asked about the club and were you happy in that, you can almost see Daniel Levy's hand up his back, like operating his mouth. You know, he's like Orville the duck, and he's just saying,
In his ear.
he's just, well, I said up his back. I didn't say up anywhere else. But you know, but you know, he's just repeating what Levy's told him to say. Oh, I'm very happy. Blah 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 blah. Put it this way: he's never going to do a Conte, is he? The history of the
Conte told us the truth at the end of
Well,
the
he
day.
did.
Didn't
He did.
You
He
know,
did.
whatever his reasons were for getting out, he told it how it was.
Yeah.
And if fans don't want to listen to that, then obviously that's up to them. But
The club
if a
don't want to
manager
listen
has
to it,
come out
Mark.
and said
It's more
it,
the club, isn't it, Mark? The club don't want to listen to it.
well, and the club as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, because, you know, he was gone straight away. But, you know, he said it how it is.
Yeah.
And if that's how it is and people can't hear that, we all know that's what's happening. He said it. And now we know the next manager's in. And like Mark said, he's got his hand tied behind his back every time he does a conference.
And
You know?
and look at the comment George made. 350 million he's spent.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of money, Ange,
Yeah.
and we're not any better. We're worse.
So much.
How can you
No,
spend that much money and get worse?
Well, quite
It's all
easily.
on squad players. None of it's
Hmm?
on the first team, is it, really? It's all
No.
on squad players, young squad players.
But
Well,
like
just
you said
deploy
earlier,
hand, and there you go.
That
squad
recruitment
players
team
should
needs
be
to be
coming in.
sacked. The whole
When they say
recruitment.
squad players that are coming in that Spurs are buying should be players that are either going straight into the first team or they're competing for first team spots to make the overall squad ethic better. You know, and we don't do that. We just buy youngsters. We bought Solanke. Now, please tell me, is Solanke 60 millions worth a striker?
No.
Is Richarlison 60 millions worth a striker?
No. It's
What
just
are
terrible.
we doing?
We could have gone out and got better talent for that money, less
Yeah.
money.
Dan, you said on Tuesday's show that you said Solanke is almost like almost like the backup striker. You know, when Spurs used to have
He's a good
when we
player.
used to have like
but
Defoe and Keane, and
yeah.
he's a good player, but he's not your first team player, is he?
He's not
He's a
going to
backup
make the
player.
difference in tight games when you need a goal.
No.
I think he did it. He did it against Man United in the cup. Fair enough. But other than that, he hasn't done it. He hasn't got the clutch goals, has he, in games where, you know, when the game's tough and it could go either way. It's like Harry Kane used to do all the time. Son used to do all the time.
Yeah.
They pull goals out of nowhere and win you football games when we've not played well. We haven't got that. Maddison can
He's
do
not-
it a little bit. But again, Maddison has been in and out the side, hasn't he, all season? And Ange doesn't really seem to trust him.
Yeah.
Madison's
Solanke is a-
restricted, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
When he's fit, right? When he's out there and he's fit, he's got everyone else in his space. He can't operate as an attacking midfielder when he hasn't got the space to work in because the manager is inverting everyone all the time, you know, running into areas that you need Maddison to be occupying to do his business with. So it happens now and again sporadically, you know, but it should be happening a lot more. You know, he's suffocated Maddison. You can see he is, Dan.
Yeah, I agree.
He's suffocated, and you know, everyone says, well, he's shit. He can't do it when he really needs to. He can do it. We know he's in and out. He gets injured, that sort of thing. But when he's on it, and he's got that bit of time and space, he is that player to make things happen. You know, but it's just not. It's not happening for us with the tactics that we use.
And just bigged Madison up today, didn't he?
Yeah.
In the press conference, saying he should be picked for England.
Perhaps he should play him a bit more, then, eh?
Well,
yeah.
Hardly picks him for Spurs, does he?
Yeah, yeah. Stop taking him off after bloody 60 minutes when we need a goal or something creative. You know what I mean? No, honestly,
David Clark's spot on here. What he says.
Yeah,
he's spot on.
exactly.
Yeah, not by loads. Yeah.
Yeah, Midfielder Academy to fulfil the club's future, not buy loads of them and put them straight into the first team. That's a recipe.
It's about time our club started buying some proper players. And when I say that, I'm not talking about £100 million players, because we know that's not happening. But like I said earlier, there's players out there.
There is. You get the recruitment sorted. That recruitment team we have, they need to be all sacked.
Yeah,
they all need to go.
No, I agree.
You need to reset that, because that
you look at what Brighton do regularly. They buy a player for like 2 or 3 million euros, and in what, 2 or 3 years they flog them normally to Chelsea for like 60, 70, whatever they can get from them. You know,
Mark, we don't want to be like them, do we?
We shouldn't be looking like that.
No. But what I'm saying is, if we could get the 2 or 3 million pound, 2 or 3 million euro players, develop them like Brighton do.
Yeah.
What a team we bloody have.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
For me, we're linked with a player this week, during the week, which is a player that would excite me straight away, and that's Vlahovic from Juventus.
Yeah.
He's the sort of striker we should be going for.
Vlahovic?
Yeah.
We were linked with him about 10 years ago.
We're always
linked with him all the time, but he's the kind of player we
it.
should be getting.
Yeah. David Clark's comments, they're spot on as well. Again, lives in Leicester.
Yeah.
2 of his sons are Leicester season ticket holders, so we think we know Madison well. Yeah, fair though, David. Leicester, he had the best DM in Didi and 2 box-to-box, allowing him to create.
There we go.
Yeah. And it says it all, doesn't it?
Exactly.
It says it all.
I agree with that.
Great comment, David. Thank you.
100%. 100%. We need a better structure around Madison in this team.
Yeah.
Better.
Madison's the sort of player, in my opinion, that you build a team around.
Well, you've got to use his talent. He's got talent. He can do stuff that not many players can do. He's got a vision. He can score. He can assist. He can create. Look, he's not perfect. He goes missing sometimes. He falls down easy, gets injured. Look, he's not perfect, but he's the best of what we have.
That's it.
And we're not making the most out of it. And to be honest, his stats are not bad this season.
Well, we said this.
He's on course to do as well as he did when he played for Leicester. If he does that, we'll know. Who knows? But this is the problem. There's so many issues we're talking about right now for the last hour. All it has been is issues, guys.
Yeah.
So many problems at the club with the management, the players, the board. We can go on and on about it all. And did you hear about this other thing? They said today that Tottenham have asked, I think, journalists and Sky Sports, they have to be called Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
What do you make of all of that?
Oh, yeah.
Something about don't just call us Tottenham. Tottenham's a place. We're actually called Tottenham Hotspur, so refer to us as that.
Hang on a minute. They took the name off the bloody logo thing, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did.
And so they want to make their minds up.
Yeah.
Because it used to have Tottenham Hotspur written over it, and now it's just the cockerel on the... Well, it looks like a basketball.
Do you think it's odd, guys, that they haven't responded to anything about that protest after the weekend? They haven't come out and said anything.
No, but they want to brush that under the carpet.
So, obviously, they knew it was going on because Donna Cullen got ushered in, didn't she, while it was all happening? So no doubt she's gone in and had a word and let him know. But it's just water off a duck's back to leave, isn't it? At the end of the day, we just need to keep the protests going.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that are doing fantastic work, they know who they are. Don't need to mention them. Just keep it going. we're there. We'll support you as little as we are, and we're going to be there for the next one. So
100%.
let's get 4,000 there next time, 5,000 there next time. Keep it going, because the message will get through that we don't want him at our club no more. You know, it's got to carry on, because if it dies a death, he's won. And he can't be allowed to win, because all he's doing is just wrecking our football club. So we've got to keep it going as a collective, get more people involved, and keep protesting. And from us, well done to everyone last week.
Good evening, Wes, as well. So, yeah.
It was very
good evening,
very
Wes. Yeah, right now. Yeah. If I can just have my quick couple of minutes on Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, I don't want him here. I don't want him here because he's ruined the club that I grew up supporting. Are we ever going to get rid of him? It's like I've said. I've probably said it twice on this channel. He's built a monster now. The stadium basically is a license to print money, because it is. It is really a license to print money, right? Now, if you take a business that was doing all right, but not creating the turnover it does now, to top of the food chain, basically, with the turnover that we got now, 500 million was it the year before that we turned over, right? He'd be an absolute fool to sell up and leave now. I think this is only, as much as I don't want to say it, that the most I think we can hope is that Levy takes a back seat in the football matters. You know, he puts the football first. He employs people that know football instead of poking his nose in every 2 minutes. You know, I mean, to get him gone, this is only, well, I'm not a businessman, obviously, but like, he'd be foolish to sell it when it's raking in that much money. He'd be an absolute fool to sell it, especially now, because the groundwork's done. We got probably the top stadium in the country, not the biggest, but it's certainly up there as the best. But he'd be a fool to sell it. He'd be, especially when it's raking in the money it does. And it's never going to happen. So if we could just get him to put the football first and leave it to football people to get on with it, I'd be happy for him to stay if he did that and we actually were successful.
Well, he keeps trying to do it, doesn't he? But he never does. He never fully does.
No, but
hiring all these people.
No. But to be honest, to get him out, I think is nigh on impossible, because you've got to remember how much the club's worth these days.
But Lewis owns most of it, Mark, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He owns a lot of it. So if they can get Lewis to sell, he would probably sell as well, surely. I don't know what he owns. Is it? I don't want to guess it, but
no,
I know Lewis owns the majority, doesn't he?
I got this. Enoch are the major shareholders in Tottenham, which is Lewis, and they own about, is it 2/3 or about 70%? Like that of Tottenham. But Daniel Levy owns about 30% of Enoch.
Yeah.
So do the maths, and what does that mean? Yeah. Levy owns of Tottenham, probably
it's just boring, guys, isn't it? It's just boring. The whole Daniel Levy failure, never win anything. It's just so boring. I'm just so bored of it. When are we ever going to win anything? When are we ever going to be serious?
When he's gone, Dan.
This is it, and this is why the protests need to keep coming and coming and coming, louder. More people get involved.
To be honest,
Levy out every game. Yeah. It's got to happen. Yeah. It's got to. That's the only way to get them to change or sell.
Yeah, it's like I said though. The fact of him actually selling up though, it's never going to happen. With the vast monster that they've built, with the revenue we've got now, it's never happening that they're just going to say, "Oh well, we've built this for you." You know, and we're raking the money in now, so we'll just sell it.
The problem is they're selling the season tickets, right? Aren't they? Every season there's a waiting list.
Yeah.
People are buying the season tickets.
The most expensive season tickets as well, mind. in the country or the whole of football, whatever it is.
But this is the
I think
problem,
we-
isn't it? People
Yeah.
are buying the
Let's get
tickets
on
and
them.
they're getting full stadium every week,
Yeah.
aren't they? Well, most
Look,
weeks. They're selling
Lee
out. Why are they going to do
Lee Gunner
anything?
was on Dan with Savva today, and he said what it needs is the season ticket holders, whether they can do it or not. Right? I don't know what everyone's monetary thing, how they feel about money is different.
Yeah.
But basically, what he said was Lee Gunner today, and it was a great idea. The season ticket, if you had, for argument's sake, 4,000 season ticket holders that were at the protest, yeah.
Mhm.
When you go up to the game, instead of going in the game and watching the game, yeah, scan your ticket as though you're in, flick your turnstile back and front, walk away. It's an empty seat. Now, if season ticket holders and people that have bought tickets could do that on a regular basis over the rest of this season for the home games, that would have an impact on him, because if his 60,000 seater stadium all of a sudden was 4,000 people short, yeah, of actual people sitting there, the people have scanned their tickets. As far as he's concerned, they're in. But to his eyes,
It makes
they're not in.
sense. It makes sense, but I don't think fans will do it. They're going
No, I
to
don't
keep
think they
going.
will. But
The reason Lee said that is because to keep your season ticket, you got to go to so many home games.
yes,
I think,
yes,
and so if you scan it, flick the turnstile, and then walk out,
yeah,
it registers that you have gone into the stadium, and so
Yes.
you won't get like your season ticket taken away.
yeah.
I think you got to go to. There's 19 home games. I think you got to go to like 15 or some of them, or sell your ticket.
Yeah.
To keep
The
yours.
trouble is, though, 4,000, I know it sounds a lot, but in a 60,000 seater stadium, realistically, the 4,000 are not going to be sat together. So you're going to
No,
get pockets.
No.
So it's not really going to look a lot emptier than it would. You really need 10,000
Yeah. I
to
get
make
you
any
there.
real damage, I think. But
I just said it because obviously I'd heard Lee say it earlier on, and
Yeah,
I hadn't heard
no, I
anyone
get it.
say it before.
Here
So
you go. Look,
I
I want too far out. This is what I could sort of remember, which ain't a lot.
Yeah.
Levy's family owns 29%, 29.8% of Enoch, and Joe
Yeah.
Lewis owns 70%
yeah.
of Enoch. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
all-
And Enoch have got about 70% of Tottenham, I think, something like that. Because the other 30%, I think, is the sort of shareholders. There's plenty of people that, I think Ian Lubin's got a few shares at Tottenham. It's people like that. A lot. Obviously, there's going to be some wealthy people that got a lot more shares than
basically,
But
if Joe Lewis sells Tottenham, then Levy hasn't really got a say anyway. If he's only got 29% of it,
yeah,
30%.
yeah. But it's like I said though, Enoch as a group are going to be foolish to sell up now, especially when they built the monster, which is the stadium. The amount of revenue, because you got to remember as well, they've just upped the amount of bloody extra activities that can go on there. From what was it? Is it 30 odd now? They can have like concerts and all that nonsense. Because it was only about 15, wasn't it? But they've sort of doubled it. So how many? Because I get emails all the time about bloody things that's going on at the stadium. Like, there's people I've never heard of going to play there. You know what I mean? I know the Rolling Stones is going there. There was rumours that Adele was going there. There was someone I'd never heard of, supposedly some rapper bloke. He's going there. And then they got the boxing, the rugby, God knows what else is going on there. Honestly, I can never ever see them selling. Only when they're ready. And some
Mark, how much money do they want? At the end of the day, Mark, right?
I think our club's valued at about 3 billion quid.
Right. Well, they bought it for 22 million.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
How much money do you want? Surely at some stage, people that own things must think, do you know what? I've made my dough on this now. I'm off. If I can sell it for 3.5 billion.
Not greedy people like that, mate, because they just want more. No.
Well, listen, if we don't get him out, I'll tell you now, you never have your football club back, mate.
No. I completely agree with you. I was just coming from the side of, I can't see him going anywhere. As much as I want him out.
The fans have got to get him out. They've got to get him out. If you want your football club back, if you want to compete again, and have a chance of someone coming in that actually cares about football, because otherwise we're going to be doing this year after year after year.
Right, guys, should we have a bit of fun now?
Yeah, man.
I think we've had enough of the
Thanks for listening.
Well, before we start the fun bit, if there's any questions, any questions from the chat, ask us. I say anything, but obviously
if we
not.
Can answer it, we will.
Yes.
If we can't, we won't. What's that? Josie Family Trust. Yeah.
Okay, so last Friday we talked about a match, didn't we? Do you remember, guys?
Yeah.
You've forgotten already. Remember the game we spoke about last week? Martin Joel.
Oh yeah.
Against Blackburn. Yeah. So today I'm going to talk about another game. Back under. Maybe we should do this every time we come on the Martin Joel series.
Yeah,
remembering of particular games. So there's a game I want to remind you all about.
Or maybe it should just be a game.
Any game, yeah.
A game. Yeah, any game.
Yeah, any game. You guys, next time you guys can think and bring a game for us to remember and discuss and reminisce, So there was a game back on the 1st of October, 2007, under Martin Joel. And it was Tottenham 4, Aston Villa 4. Who remembers this game?
Oh, vaguely. Yeah, I do vaguely remember it.
And you said Tottenham Hotspur
anniversary, wasn't it?
What's that?
It was 125th.
That's good. That was good.
When you said Tottenham 4, I was expecting you to say Arsenal 4. But that was Harry Redknapp. That wasn't Martin Joel. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember that game because we were 4-2 down.
I've got some questions. Questions that people in the chat as well can answer as well about that game. Now, who remembers who was Villa's manager at the time?
Bloody hell.
John Gregory?
Graham Taylor?
That was a good shout. Graham Taylor.
I don't know now.
Anyone in the chat know? You've got to pick one. You can't just go through every ex-Villa manager.
Yeah.
Pick one, and then we'll see who's right, who's wrong.
2007.
I'll go Martin now. Can't remember.
Too late for Ron Atkinson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one I can think of is Graham Taylor.
I think off the top of my head.
So
go on.
Yeah. What was yours then, Mark? Top left?
No. I went Ron Atkinson, but I think it's too late.
I honestly think David Clark might have got it.
Brian Little.
Brian Little.
Yeah.
Any more in the chat want to have a go?
George has gone Dean Saunders.
This is that game. Yeah, definitely. It was the anniversary one. Because I wanted that shirt and I never bought it.
Okay.
I ain't even got my phone, so I can't Google it. Go on.
It was Martin O'Neill.
Martin O'Neill, yeah.
Well
done, mate. Well done, mate.
Next question on that game. Who got the equaliser late on?
What, the 4-4?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
In injury time. We came back. We were like 3-1 down, 4-1 down.
Was it 4-2? Or was it 4-1? No. But I know it was like 4-1 or 4-2.
Yeah, we fought back from 4-1 down.
Yeah.
Who got
Racking my
the
brains here, mate.
equaliser?
You're going back 17 years here. That's a long time for me, Dan.
I don't
that.
remember what happened yesterday,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Just have a go. Do you just think back at the team who we had under Martin
I
Yole?
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and just think of. Doesn't matter if you don't get it. It's just a bit of
Oh.
fun, guys.
This could be right. Well, any of these could be right. I got a feeling, though, that is the correct answer.
What are you going for, Mark?
I'm looking at the chat, so I wouldn't have.
That's cheating. You can't look
No,
at the chat.
well, I can't turn it off, or else I won't be able to bring the comments up.
You've got to hide it. You've got to cover it.
Hey, well, how'd you do that? I don't know how to do that.
Johan.
Yeah, with your hand. Yeah, just cover it. Look,
My
okay.
mind's just blank. My
Right.
mind's just blank, Dan. Sorry.
So
mate.
CEM in the chat has got it
Yeah.
right.
Chimbo?
Cabal.
Oh, it was Kabul.
Yep.
Yeah.
And another question on this game. There's a player who's still playing now.
Bloody hell.
Played in that game. Who's that?
Still playing now?
Yep, and he played in that game.
Villa or Tottenham?
Villa.
Bloody hell.
Probably don't play for Villa now. No?
You certainly don't, but you certainly, well, to be honest, all the ones
Oh.
that Tottenham play, all the ones that Tottenham bloody sign, he probably wasn't even born when that game was going on.
So he would have been a youngster in that game, obviously, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ex-Villa player.
Is it what?
Oh,
You
it's
know
got
it.
to be.
You all
I
know
know
it.
it.
You all know it.
Can I say it?
Go
Go
for
on.
it.
It's got to be James Milner.
No.
No.
Oh, there we go. And Nige was like,
No, I thought Nige had it then. I really did.
no,
Just trying to think
No.
of Villa
audio.
youngsters that
No,
are still
mate.
about
No,
now.
Come on, guys.
I
Do
don't
you want
even
me
know.
to give you the team he plays for right now?
Yeah, give us a clue.
Everton.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Blue lad.
I still ain't got a clue.
I'm still thinking of Villa.
This is my football
Everton.
knowledge.
Playing for Everton.
He's done it again, isn't he? He's done it again.
Yeah.
See him in the chat. Ashley Young.
Yeah, Ashley Young.
And Andrew's got it now. Nige had it.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
question, eh?
They're all coming
Yeah,
in.
very good. Yeah, making us
Well,
look
they never
right
got that.
gives here.
I'd have still
Well-
been. I would have still been here tomorrow morning. I still wouldn't have thought that.
I've got one more question, though. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. After that, no one will probably get this, but you never know. After that point in that game, where were we in the table?
$14th.
Yeah, I was going to say. I can. Sort
Doesn't
of
matter if
remember
you get
that.
it. I don't think anyone will get it exactly, but
It was the 125th anniversary game.
7th.
No, we were sort of, from what I can remember about that game, we were sort of lurking around mid-table, which was about the norm back then.
no.
Were we not?
No.
Go on, tell me we were second or something, Dan.
No.
We
No.
were bottom 3 after that.
That's
match.
Were we?
Wow.
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
yeah. Yeah, George went 16th.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyone who said lower, it was good.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be very hard to remember. I wouldn't have remembered it only because
I
read
take it
about
there was 20 teams in the league then, so we'd have been 17th or 18th. No, 18th, 19th or 20th. We'd
So
have
this
been.
this is Joel's last season, right?
Yeah.
This
Was there
the-
20?
this-
Was there 20 teams in the league then, or was it 22 or something? I can't remember how long ago they changed it.
20, I think.
No, still
Yeah.
20, wasn't it? Mm.
I was going to say, because it was
Yeah.
22 for a while, wasn't it?
Mm.
Mm.
Interesting, though.
Yeah, bloody
We were
hell.
down there struggling.
Yeah.
Why I remember that game, I'll tell you why. I was at some university bar. I can't remember why I was
Happy
there.
days.
Or whatever. It was a long time ago.
20p a pint.
And yeah, it was. Every time a goal went in, it was 20p a pint. So can you imagine?
Oh yeah.
that night. Every time a goal went in,
Use a bit of a state, Dan.
it was smashed. I was absolutely smashed. And to get that late equaliser, mayhem.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's
Bloody hell.
fantastic. That great stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's over
Yeah.
to you guys. Now you can bring up a next one next time.
Yeah, we'll do the
I've done
next
two in a
one.
row now.
Yeah.
One of you
Yeah.
lot can bring up a game and put some
I'll do
questions
the next
around
one.
it.
Is that all right, Mark? I'll find the next one.
Oh, you do what you like, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find the next one.
Because
No
I'll be honest, if you asked me to do it, I'd forget unless you sent me a message. Have you got your game yet?
Yeah, well, remind
What?
me. But I will do it. I will do
Yeah.
it definitely.
Yeah.
I'll find a doozy from somewhere.
How
Yeah.
far back are you going to go? You're going to go really far.
1948 or something like that.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be lower
Current-ish.
than 90s because I won't remember.
It's all right, fair dues. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be cool.
90s onwards.
We'll look for that, eh? It'd be very interesting.
We've got to have some rules for this, I think. Otherwise, I'm out of that one.
So no earlier than the 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that
91,
capable
yeah,
for
FA Cup.
everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah.
I so wanted to talk about the 80s as well, the early 70s, the late 70s.
You could talk about it. Of course you
No,
can
as
talk
in-
about it. Anything goes on this show.
As in, I would
Talk about
have
anything you want.
found a game. Do you know what I mean? That
It's
was
Spurs Unscripted. Yeah,
back in the
anything
day.
goes.
But I won't go. But I'll only go to 1990. I'll find us a game to talk about. That'd be interesting.
I remember a game in the 80s. I'll just say this quickly. I remember a game in the 80s. Remember when it used to be on like live on a Sunday? There used to be one game every now and again.
Yeah.
And it was Man United Tottenham. And my best friend who lived like 3 doors away was a massive Man United fan. And Man United were winning 2-0. And I can remember watching it there with my dad and thinking, oh, we're getting stuffed. And my dad said to me, there's no way Man United have won this game. Because we watched it. We recorded it and watched it later.
Yeah.
There's no way United would have won this game because if they had won it, your mate would have been round bragging about it. And yeah, it's one where we come back and drew 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Hoddle got a late goal to get us a 2-2 draw. Don't know if you can. I think that was the like 86, 87 season.
I was going to say he left in 87, didn't he? Hull?
Yeah, it's the season he left. But
Yeah.
no, I used to love watching United though because they had like Gary Bailey and go.
Yeah.
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 He was some keeper.
Mr. Blondie.
Yeah. South African, wasn't he? South African?
He could have been. Yeah, he might.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
think
he was
so.
actually.
No,
He
see?
was. Yeah, not sure.
I haven't completely lost all my marbles. Most of
think-
them.
Have you got a game in your head, Mark, that you can talk about that you went to and you think, yeah, I can tell you.
But I
about
went
that.
to. One off the top of my head, I was at Anfield
Yeah.
when we won 2-1 in the 6th round of the FA Cup. Klinsmann and Sheringham and Klinsmann
What a game
scored.
to go to.
Yeah.
Rare
Yeah,
win
what?
there.
I'll be honest. I wasn't in the Tottenham end. I'd have given my right arm at the end of the game to be in the Tottenham end, but I was in the Liverpool end. So I went with
Mark Waters scored for Liverpool.
who did?
Mark Waters. Did he score?
did he?
for Liverpool that
I
game?
honestly don't know.
I don't know. I just
I honestly don't know, but I know it was Liverpool went 1 up, and it was only me and my mate's dad that was sat down because he was a Spurs fan, and the 2 mates I went with, both Liverpool fans. Me and his dad were the only ones sat down because we were like sort of right next to the cop, and he looked at me and we just like that, and then Teddy equalised up the other end, and I just looked at him and nodded my head. Thought, yeah, we're back in it now. And then right at the end, about a few minutes from the end, Klinsmann scored at the cop end to win us the game 2-1. And he ran straight towards me, and someone jumped on him, and they collapsed on the ground in front of me. I was up. I just couldn't help myself. Yes, jumping up. All the Scousers were brilliant. Brilliant. Like, at the end of the game, the Liverpool fans clapped the Tottenham team off the pitch the Tottenham fans, they had the whole of the away end at Anfield, and they were loud, and they were just singing Spurs were on the way to Wembley, and I thought I'd give my right arm to being amongst that now.
Where did we get to that year? Can you remember?
Well, we went out the next round. We lost to bloody Everton.
Semi-final, wasn't it?
Yeah, we lost to Everton in the semi. Because after we beat Liverpool, I thought, and the semi-final draw was made. I thought Everton, we'll stuff them easy. It's another final we'll get to. No, it was at Hillsborough, was it? Semi-final.
Road,
Yeah. Where?
Ellen Road.
Oh, it was Ellen Road, was it? Yeah. And we had the big end at Ellen Road, and Everton seemed to have the three other sides of the ground.
Yeah,
and it was just a big disappointment after the Liverpool game. Went out to Everton in the semis. It's
Good stuff though.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's an actual game I was at. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we lost 4-1 to Everton. Yeah, it was an absolute letdown.
You got one, Dan or Nige, that you can think of that's got any special memories for you, whether it be personal or something happened in the game and it's just stuck with you forever or anything like that?
Well, it has to go back to that one under Redknapp, weren't it? When we won at the Emirates with Cabal's header.
3-2.
I mean, that's fairly fresh in the memory still. I mean, what a day. Because at that point, I've never really seen Spurs win at Arsenal much. Yeah. And it was like a long time coming. And we were losing, weren't we, in that game? 2-0 down. And we came back, Van der Vaart with that lovely ball. He just took that ball down and he just kind of like caressed it into Bale, and Bale's pace straight through the middle and the finish. And then there was a penalty. I don't know what was first. Was it the penalty first, or was the penalty? I think then there was the penalty, weren't it?
Yes.
Van der Vaart took it in, just smashed it, so confident.
Yeah.
And then the late winner.
I used to love Van der Vaart because he was just to run past the Arsenal fans like shushing them. Yeah, he's a legend just for that. He's a legend just for that.
He was good. He was good, weren't he? We didn't have him long, and he couldn't play a whole game. He was unfit.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, didn't he have some quality?
And I always remember at the end of that game as well, the Spurs fans singing, "We're not going home." Because like we'd beaten them at the Emirates, and they were just there, loud and proud. We're not going home. Like, lovely. But
for me, my most memorable game would be when I took my son to Wembley for Tottenham's first Champions League game, when we got into the Champions League and we played Monaco.
Yeah.
It was the season I think Monaco got to the semi-finals, but we had them in the group stage, and I think everyone expected us to stuff them. We ended up losing 2-1 at Wembley. Mbappe played. There's so many good players from Monaco that played that game.
I remember that.
And it was just a really good experience, and just to hear the Champions League music for the first time as a Spurs fan was something else.
There was a cracking goal, weren't there, from the left back? And I think volley.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think Lamar scored.
Great goal.
That might have been Lamar who scored that goal. Yeah. But we battered them second half, but just couldn't get that equaliser.
What about you then, Matt? What about you then, Matt?
I would say I've probably got two that I really remember that stand out. One of them was a personal thing. It was my first away day on my own to go and watch Spurs. And I was either 14 or 15. And I begged my mum to be able to go to Spurs for this game. Anyway, my mum thought this game was at Spurs, but it weren't. It was at Anfield. So Bobby here had saved up all his money for his train ticket. I'd got me ticket for the game. Liverpool away, my first away experience. They herded us in out of Lime Street. walked us down to the ground. We got in there, and I think it was 83. Someone might put me right. We lost 3-1 to Liverpool, but I'll always remember the atmosphere because we was like sardines in the away end. I remember being right up the back, standing at the back, and Gary Stevens scored in about the 3rd or 4th minute, and we went mad. Let alone winning at Anfield, we didn't really score many. Do you know what I mean? At Anfield, and we went 1-0 up in 4 minutes. You'd think we'd won the league, mate. It was like, I just remember it so vividly, the atmosphere. Like I say, we lost 3-1, but for me personally, first away day, it was, you know, on my own, it was an amazing day. The second, you know, that I've told you about the 84 UEFA Cup up in the shelf. That was the top one. That will never be forgot. But on a level of not wanting a player to leave, I believe it was 87. Glenn Hoddle against Oxford, when he weaved his magic, the ball broke in the half D, you know, in the centre circle on our side, and he picked the ball up and he nutmegged the defender, went clean through. And
Let me find that.
Peter Hucker in goal for Oxford, I believe. Again, I could be wrong. And he just, he went up, he's gone up to Peter Hucker, basically. Peter Hucker's come out to him one-on-one, and he's gone to dink it in the bottom corner. But he didn't do that at all, if you know what I mean. And the keeper's gone that way, and he's dummied him. And he's just dummied him. And the keeper's floundering over there somewhere. And he's just walked past him, rolled it in the net. And it was just amazing to be there and see Glenn doing what Glenn does and what Glenn always did, you know, and that was get people off their seat. And he did it right to the end. And the most amazingly gifted player that I've ever had the pleasure of watching live. Just brilliant. And you'll probably hear me say that over and over and over again. But he was something special, and you had to be there to see some of the shit that he pulled. He was very good, very good.
Now, with my technical expertise, while Mark was talking, I found it. It's only a 35-second clip, or 25. I can't remember what it said. That is the goal. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic goal.
Yeah,
that was his last goal for Tottenham, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's just unbelievable player, and just so very gifted, very gifted. And,
he's the best player I've ever seen. I'm not old.
Mate, he was, you know.
I'm not old enough to remember Jimmy Greaves. I saw Jimmy Greaves play for Barnet.
Yeah.
But I never saw him play for Tottenham. I'm not that bloody old. I feel it, but I'm not. You know,
yeah,
but
for all you younger people out there that don't remember Glenn in his pomp, click on that link and have a look at that goal, because he was it was brilliant. Just
it's fantastic. Great that you can see all the old stuff on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's so good.
You can
go back and watch it all,
and then watch it. Some of the pitches, some of these players were doing this stuff on as well. They're not like the billiard tables that they're playing on today either.
Can you imagine?
You know? Go and watch Glenn's volley away at Stoke on a quagmire. You know, just unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable player.
Yeah, Glenn is by far the best player I've seen play for Tottenham. By far, he was a magician, absolute magician.
Mm. Yep. It's elegant as well, wasn't he? So much elegance about him.
Yeah, he just had everything, Nige, didn't he? Had everything, you know, the vision of the bloke, you know, there's no looking up and seeing for a 40-yard pass. It was bang and away it was gone, you know. He's just a fantastic player. There's loads of them. Glenn scored some magnificent goals in his time.
That's the famous ones, isn't it? The Forest one past Peter Shilton. That's when the ball never touches the pit, you know.
Yeah.
The Spurs keeper, probably Barry Daines, kicks it. There's a couple of headers, straight to Glenn Hoddle on the right side of the area, bang.
Yeah.
Past Shilton, who was England's number one at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Man U one as well. That's a great goal as well.
Yeah.
But he was just a wizard, mate.
Yeah.
Absolute wizard. And if Glenn Hoddle had been Spanish, French, Italian, he'd have got 150 caps for his country easily.
Ron Greenwood didn't like him, did he?
No, because in this country we were stuck to the philosophy that like your midfielders had to be too hard, man. No flair.
Richard.
Just do your job, and that was it.
Mm.
And so Glenn only got about 40 caps for England.
Yeah, something like that.
It was not. It wasn't much. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. He was.
Yeah.
Branded
he was a luxury player. Yeah, he was. Yeah. But he was very good at it. Very good at it. You know,
if he'd have been Spanish, he'd have had way over 100 caps. Way over.
Definitely.
Well, I never saw Jimmy Greaves at Barnett's pitch. I saw him at my local team's pitch when I was 7, I think.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to reminisce or say anything else tonight on this unscripted show?
Well, Dan said he had to go at half an hour ago.
We'll wrap it up then. We'll wrap it up if everyone's good and ready. Just want to say to everyone in the chat, thank you very much for being here. It means a lot to all of us.
Yeah.
Make sure, please, that you subscribe to all 3 channels, the Dan List, Nige at Pure Coys, and the 2 Mark Show. We really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone for being here. And as always, it's a good night from him.
No, you're pointing the wrong way, mate.
I'm not. I'm pointing at you.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, mate. Your finger's going the wrong way, mate. Do it the other way.
Point out the window over there.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And now you're pointing at me. It's a good night, and it's a good night from him. No, I did it the wrong way. It's a good night from him.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for being here. Cheers.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Take care.
Shut up and sit down.